What do you say? Hmm?
Say I'm getting a brush in and I'm happy. Huh? Yeah.
Bye, Pennsylvania.
Get a good picture up here.
So this is Sunfish Pond, southernmost glacier pond or lake on the Appalachian Trail. Good morning. Jessica and I heading out this morning. Just left this AMC, Appalachian Mountain Club, Mohican Center. Little campground, have some cabins. It's right off the trail. Cheap through-hiker rates for some walk-in sites, and easy accessibility to restrooms, and there was a shower here. They serve food most of the day and breakfast, which we didn't partake in. Our food bags are already too heavy. But starting off the day, got about 14 miles today to the next shelter. We'll see how far we can go. New Jersey hasn't been bad at all so far. A little overgrown, but yeah, looking forward to the day. Right? So, this is our second beaver dam that we will be crossing. This one actually has a more established trail to get around it, but this is Beaver Dam Pond in New Jersey.
Hi everybody. Some people have asked about our setup for camp, a little bit about what that looks like, how we set up our tent, maybe what kind of tent we have. So we wanted to show you guys a little bit of that. It's our outdoor cribs.
Where all the magic happens. So yeah, like Jessica said, some people have been asking a few things about the behind the scenes, if you will. So we just walked off the trail, which is about, I don't know, 30 to 50 feet that way. A lot of the campsites are kind of like that around here, unless they're designated. Found a flat spot. We first check for widowmakers, where we're going to set up the tent, which is, you know, dead tree limbs that can fall in the night. We make sure that there's an area that doesn't have a lot of blowdowns. This one's kind of mild, but it doesn't look dangerous. Then first thing we do is we drop our tent or our packs here and we start setting up the tent. So this is a Z-Packs triplex. It's designated for 3 people, but it's really just a 2-person tent with a little extra room. It is what we would call a tarp tent, so it's got one single outer layer with mesh, no-seam mesh on the sides, and then a bathtub floor. It's all sewn together so no bugs can get in. We have made a few modifications, like I've said in the past. We put some pull-outs on the bottom corners, and then we use the excess cordage to wrap back around the stakes, and what it does is it pulls this bathtub floor in 4 directions and holds it steady, so while we move around inside, the bathtub floor won't poke out past the tarp If it does, then it can fill with water in a rainstorm. These tents are set up with trekking poles. So there's a trekking pole on this side and trekking pole on the other side, and let's see, 6-8 stakes. It's what they call Dyneema Cuban fiber or Dyneema material. Very light, water cannot penetrate it. It doesn't soak up water. You can sometimes in inclement weather get a little condensation buildup on the inside, and we carry a little sham wow that you normally use for cars and things like that. We cut it into pieces and we carry a little piece to wipe off the condensation. So that's where we stay. And then next we will hang a bear bag. Bear bag is just where we keep our food. We throw it about 25 feet up in the air, and then when we're all said and done, the bear bag itself, our food bag, will hang about 12 to 15 feet in the air. And then we'll start cooking dinner and setting up camp. So we'll come back for that later. So now that we have everything in the tent, you can see that we carry inflatable pads. We do this because we're both side sleepers, and the 2.5 inches really saves our hips. We carry Thermarest Neo Air X lights. Really nice, really light. However, they are loud at night when you move around. You can kind of hear it. But we go through our packs and take out all of the things that smell. So we carry baby wipes. So we take those out. We also will get cleaned up before we go to sleep and change into our sleeping clothes. We do that so that we don't make our sleeping bags stink like a dirty hiker. You can see Jessica's got her hygiene kit here. Mine is in with my food. It's just more convenient for me. And then we'll have trash from the day that we pull out of our packs, where we keep our snacks. If we had anything else that we had to use during the day that was trash, that we put in there. So we pull that stuff out too. And yeah, then we get ready to get cleaned up. You can see our view from the tent tonight. So just a quick thing, one further modification we made to this tent is we used their little tie-outs out here and put a couple of small carabiners on it and made a ridge line where we put a hammock gear ridge line organizer. So at night we put our phones up there, toilet paper, and our trowel to dig a cat hole. Headlamps, and the ShamWow that I mentioned earlier to wipe off condensation. Also the carabiners offer a nice little place to put our hats. Home sweet home. While one hikes the Appalachian Trail, usually you don't want to go off trail very far to get water or anything else, but we will do a 1-mile road walk for biscuits and gravy. Hey everybody, Jessica and Cooker here. We're outside, just outside of High Point State Park in New Jersey, and this nice little observation deck, and we were able to go into the park office and get a little snacks and stuff, so we packed out some Skittles. We're going to sit up here and have some Skittles, so here's the view. And I do believe that is the high point of New Jersey.
So we're sitting here at the secret shelter. It's yeah, secret. But there's a donkey here named Jake, and he's so cute.
Somebody's coming up.
Say hi, Jake. We got you some food so you could eat lunch with us, huh? Who is it? Who's coming? I don't know if this necessarily looks like Jersey.
So we don't know if this is officially what they call the Boardwalk,
Oh yeah, it's New York.
or if this is just another section where we're going over some bogs, but it's pretty cool. Good morning. Getting ready to go through the Pochuck Boardwalk. That's what we were trying to talk about yesterday, or on the previous video. We thought we might be going through it, but we're actually going to be going through it today. It's pretty extensive, about a mile long. Lots of work went into it. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much for whoever did this. I guess this used to be all road walk, so it would have been a really terrible section. So we'll show you more. So as you can see, lots of work went into this. It's not your typical, two boards over a bog. Lots of wetland. But this, like I said, goes on for like a mile. So this is going to be a nice little section this morning. It's cooled off. Breeze is blowing a little bit, so we're happy. Heading into town. Jessica just saw a sign that said, "Please protect private property. Stay on the trail." Yeah, probably going to be okay with that. So we just reached this place in the boardwalk here where they actually have built a suspension bridge over this little creek. Why don't you come with us?
Watch your step.
Everybody, so we've been asked by a few people to kind of go through more of our daily stuff, behind the scenes, if you will, of what goes on, not just the hiking and the trail side of the story. So we went to Walmart today to resupply for 4 days. Now we'll be eating breakfast here in the hotel tomorrow morning, and then we will be eating lunch in one of the towns that we go through. There's a restaurant real close to the trail, and then we'll be eating dinner, hopefully, in the town in which we stop in 4 days. So I'm just going to run through real quick kind of what I resupply with. I won't speak for Jessica. Her palate and her food choices are just a little bit different than mine. So starting off, coffee, most important meal of the day. This particular resupply, I'm going with some oatmeal and some fig bars. The hardest thing about this is just getting the enough calories in my diet. I've already lost about, 10 pounds in 3 weeks. Then we're going with some beef jerky, then some high calorie, biscuits, if you will. These are the Belvita sandwiches. Then some dried cranberries that have been sweetened. Then for lunch, we move on to a complete cookie. The reason we go with these, at least I did this resupply, is because, again, high calorie. This is like 440, 450 calories. Then a trail mix, small amount there. Some Triscuits this time. I'll be splitting these king size paydays in half, so it'll be 4 candy bars. And then for dinner, we don't like the block ramen, but we've really started liking these instant lunch cup of noodle type noodles. Seem to be a little bit different, have a different flavor and a different texture. Then we found some rice-a-roni that you also cook in the microwave, which is good for what we do because we just add water and set it in our freezer bags and let them sit for about 5 minutes. Which we will be adding, we're going to split this in 2 when we're out on the trail, some chicken too. So that'll be that meal. And then a staple for most backpackers is some Idahoan instant mashed potatoes. I'll eat this entire thing, which is about 440 calories for dinner. And then for dessert, we have M&M's peanut, high calorie again. I will split this one with Jessica, and then she has one that she'll split with me. So it'll be 2 days of dessert, not much. Try to stay away from a lot of refined sugars, but you really can't when you're out here. You need the carbs. But the problem with resupplying at any time, we don't have as much of a problem because it's 2 of us, but that's for, let's say, 4 days. But we don't want to carry anything extra than what we need. And from this resupply, these are our extra. We got some fig bars, we got a couple of beef jerkies, and a Belvita sandwich cookie. And then from the last resupply, we have some crackers and things like that. But we were able to pick up a few things like permethrin. Now, we treat all of our clothes with permethrin. It needs to be redone about every month. So it really helps with ticks. It's probably the #1 tick repellent. So we do that and explode with the rest of our gear everywhere. Fun stuff.